Commodity Fragrances decided to give us some new scents, mainly a new scent and multiple versions of it. Juice, you all, that is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to do a full overview of this new release because you know what? It's been getting a lot of buzz and I do have some thoughts about each and every last one of these. Let's get on into it. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Decent Rare here. Yes, we're talking about Commodity Juice. Full overview from the personal version to the expressive version to the bold version. I've had these now going on 2 months, so I can actually give my thoughts, full experiences, and at the end of the video I will tell you which one is my favorite and which one I think is the one you should pick if you don't pick nothing at all, that type of thing. But as always, lipstick of the day today, everyone. I went in with the lipstick Spirit, which is kind of this kind of mauve-y nude color. I'm kind of in that transition mode because it is August and we're in back to school mode, so I'm kind of already starting to feel kind of slightly fallish, you know. But MAC Spirit is your lipstick of the day, and as always, beauty details, everything on my face and all that will be in the description box below, so you don't have to ask questions about it. Next up, we have fragrance of the day, and I decided to pull out an OG. I haven't worn this in a minute, but I was missing it. I was thinking about it, and this is MFK's Baccarat Rouge 540, the original EDP version. I'm gonna need a new bottle soon, as you can see. Me and you have been together for a long time, but this scent still brings me joy and it still smells good. Yes, this again is MFK's Baccarat Rouge 540 is your fragrance of the day. And now let's talk about Commodities Juice. So yes, this was a brand new release for the summer 2024. So this is still hot off of the presses. I remember when it was announced, we saw the visuals for it on social media, and then I saw that it was available at Sephora. So I was like, okay, cool. And as stated in a previous video, in a haul actually, all of these were sent to me from the brand just to say, hey, check it out. Do what you want with it. Of course, as always, my opinions are my own because that's how I do things. So let's talk about it. First fragrance that they did is the Personal Space, and I have the travel size version of it. Personal is in the white. And when it comes to Commodity, they do their fragrances in scent spaces. So you will see the same fragrance, but in 3 different versions. That's what that means. So if you all remember when I did my exploration video and I went through every last one of them that was currently in the lineup, definitely check out the video if you haven't already. And then I told you all which one was my favorite. Picked out Milk and the Milk set, and in particular the Milk Bold was my favorite. And I have a full size bottle of that one in my collection now. However, now we have Juice, which is a totally different direction from all of the other ones. So that's why this is exciting. So back to, again, the fragrance, Personal. So Personal, y'all, we have notes of raspberry pulp, strawberry, violet leaf, and then, y'all, we have Bulgarian rose, claymon, and then we have base notes, y'all, of amberwood and rhubarb. So this one I've worn multiple times. All of these I've worn multiple times because, of course, I needed some time to get my thoughts and opinions together. The Personal one is very tart but musky, and in my opinion, the violet leaf in here does come out. The main thing with the Juice fragrance is all about the red fruits. If you've seen all the ads and write-ups, so it literally looks like this book that came in my box. So you see the tart, juicy raspberry and all that, so you knew that's what you were going to get. So it's the floral notes you really have to look for. And in this case, the violet leaf is very pronounced in here, along with the tarty notes. So this one is more airier, more lighter. It's called Personal because it's supposed to be a more intimate, softer wearing fragrance. So I do agree with this being a more personal fragrance. And I also have to say with this scent, I get about 3 to 4 hours on it, in my opinion too. I wish I got more of the juiciness out of this scent and more of the florals, because to me this scent goes more tart and musky, and the tartness becomes a lot in my opinion. So this one is not my favorite. I can tell you that right now. I kind of had to make myself wear this one because I was like, it's a little too tart for me. So in my opinion, Personal, it's okay, but it's not the one I'm reaching for. Now let's talk about the one that everybody has seen the most of, I'm sure of. It's really meant to be like the star of the collection with all of the fragrances, how they do it in Commodity. The Expressive one is the middle one, and so this is Juice Expressive. Basically the middle of the line fragrance is what it is. Now Expressive is going to be a little bit more amped up from the Personal, but the notes are different, so I will take time to share those notes with you. So we have up top, we have the raspberry pulp, and then we have strawberry. And then we have middle notes of Bulgarian rose, and then we have claymon, then we have base notes of amberwood and rhubarb. So there are some similarity, but as you see, there's no violet in this one, in the Expressive version, right? So to me, I get more of the fruits, in my opinion, with the Expressive. That's been my experience when I wore it. This one is sweeter to me. The Expressive is sweeter, and I get more of red hard candy out of this. I think about any type of mix of red candies from back in the day, childhood, that's what this smells like to me. The tart note is definitely there. And the strength of this one, I gotta give it to, this one's a little bit stronger again, being expressive. I give it about a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. It's definitely stronger than the personal. The personal, I would give more of like a 5, but the expressive is definitely a 7 to me. And what I appreciate about this one is the notes, the breakdown that here, if I get the raspberry, the strawberry, all that, those notes are more pronounced throughout the fragrance. The tart note is there, but it's not as loud to me. So I'm happy about that. So this one, in my opinion, the expressive, I do like. I definitely like the expressive more than I do the personal for sure. And I did find myself reaching more for the expressive version than again the personal. This one I do endorse. This is absolutely a yes. And I have included it in other videos for a reason. It's because I enjoy the expressive version a lot, y'all. Like I really do. And that again is the Commodity Juice expressive version. Now, when I read the notes for the bold version, I got a little excited. I said, but we'll see, because just because something is bold doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good thing. Sometimes it could be too much, and it has happened with other versions in Commodity, of other bold versions in previous fragrances, as I talked about in the exploration kit video I did with them. Y'all, let's talk about this. So with the Commodity Juice bold version, we have top notes of raspberry pulp, we have strawberry, and then we have middle notes of Bulgarian rose, clamain, and rhubarb, and then finally we have amberwood, vetiver, and patchouli. So to me, the base is what makes the bold version stand out from the other two versions, because those are heavy hitting notes, particularly patchouli and amberwood. You're gonna smell them. Vetiver too, depending on how much, but particularly the amberwood and that patchouli, I was like, okay, this one is actually going to be stronger. And I have to say, that was conveyed in the fragrance when I wore it, and of course when testing it on paper. The tart and sweetness is there. So yes, the rhubarb is still pronounced. I'm still getting that raspberry tarty candy is what I'm getting in this too. There is more depth in this, so I do have more oomph in the base. But interesting enough, this scent isn't actually louder or stronger than the expressive version, which I expected it to be with a name like the bold version, whatnot. The dry down to me, actually, as I continued to wear this fragrance throughout the day, the dry down became the same as the expressive version to me. So for that reason, I was like, okay, the bold is cute, but it smells very similar after a while to the expressive to me. So for that reason, the bold is nice, but it kind of goes back to my original assessment in that I like the expressive more than I did the personal. And I just gotta say too, I like the expressive more than I do the bold version. You know, that's just kind of how it shook out. And when I think about which ones I was reaching for, because again, I've had these fragrances for 2 months now, and over time, and I look back on it, I took inventory, I did reach for the expressive version the most. And at first I was like, are you just reaching for that one because it's the big bottle and the other two are travel sizes? But no, I kept all 3 of these out equally, like same place, eye level, all that, so I would equally reach for them. And I'm like, after wearing them, you know, a few times, I was like, no, I gotta be honest. It is the expressive. The expressive is the star. It really is the star. It is in this case for Juice. And this is the one that's brought me the most joy. It's a summer fragrance. It's happy. And I gotta admit, to me, it's like the best blend of all of the notes to me, in my opinion. Because I already know, like when I saw that rhubarb was in this fragrance, I know a lot of people was like, oh, wait a minute. It's gonna be like rhubarb like in this fragrance right here, Parfums de Marlena. For a lot of us, this fragrance was our introduction to rhubarb in fragrances. Some of us loved it. I am one of those people that love it. Some people hate it, which is why they don't like the original Delina, and I get that, right? But however, the rhubarb is in here, but it's done in a different way. It's paired differently. But back to this fragrance, y'all, in my opinion, out of all 3 of them, of course, sample them for yourself and make your own opinions. They are available in Sephora's. You can check them out in store, what have you, so you don't have to blind buy. You don't. If you only can pick one, and in my opinion, this is the one you should get. It is the expressive version, hands down. This is the one to get, because literally what the pictures are showing with the raspberry, the strawberry, the dripping juice and all that, that is what I actually get in this one to me, the expressive version. So for that reason, that's my favorite. So all in all, that is my overview of the Commodity Fragrances new line of Juice. So now you have a whole overview of what I think about them. Let me know what you think about this fragrance. Again, it has now been out now for a couple of months, so more people have been able to smell it, weigh in on it. Let me know, do you love it? Do you hate it? And also, do you own any other Commodity fragrances? Let me know in the comments below, because I know for sure Commodity Milk definitely had a run here in the fragrance community. I know I picked up the Milk Bold. I have a full-size bottle of that, and that was my my favorite. I could even get an expressive version of the milk because I still think it is good. And the gold fragrance too, that line I did enjoy as well. But let me know what you think, and of course I'll read your comments and respond when I can, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye y'all.